I'll sample question 1. Were you a successful student in school? Absolutely. I can remember I was so studious that every teacher liked me. I always got straight A's. This is why I was like the teacher's pet. And of course, I received achievement awards at the end of the term because I was like the top student in the class. Of course, I didn't only focus on like books from school. I tried to borrow some books from the library and hid those books too, as it was a bookworm. And I was really successful at school because I received lots of awards and prizes from teachers.
Guys, let's review the words. The question is, were you a successful student at school? And the answer is yes. Well, I said I was studious. A studious student is really serious about studying. And I said I always got a straight A's. This is why I was teacher's pet. Getting straight A's means when you receive great scores in different subjects. And then teacher's pet means teacher's favorite student. And then I said I always borrowed some books from the library and hid those books too. Hid the books means study or read books. And then I said I was a bookworm. A bookworm is a person who is really interested in reading. And then I said I received awards and prizes from my teachers. So awards are like pieces of certificates which show that you were like the best student in the class, and prizes are like presents. Well, that's it for today. My next question is, were you a successful student at school? So this is the same question, but the answer is no.
I'll sample question 2. Were you a successful student at school? Oh God, unfortunately, I was a terrible student. I didn't study at all and I wouldn't take part in classes regularly. I would skip classes in order to hang out with my friends, and I flunked math and science because I really found them overwhelming. They were just over my head. I couldn't understand what the teacher said. And of course, I couldn't learn history or geography by heart because I had to memorize too much information. It was just too much for me. However, I was really good at sports and music. But in other areas, such as math, science, geography, history, social studies, I was terrible.
Hi everyone, it's time to review some words from my previous video. Well, the question is, were you a successful student at school? And the answer is no. I said I was a terrible student. Instead of saying I was a bad student, I said terrible. And then I said I skipped classes in order to hang out with my friends. When you skip classes, you avoid going to classes, and hang out with your friends means spend quality time with your friends and enjoy your time with your friends. It could either be going out or you can even hang out at home. So don't confuse it with go out. It could be anywhere as long as you are spending time with each other. And then I said I flunked math and science. Flunk means fail. And then I said they were really overwhelming. Math and science were overwhelming. When something is overwhelming, it's too much for you. And then I said I crammed for an exam. When you cram for an exam, you study intensively for a short time. Well, that's it for today. And my next question is, who was your favorite teacher at school?
I'll sample question 3. Who was your favorite teacher at school? Well, I should say I had a history teacher who was really popular among students. She was very adorable because she had a way with words. Actually, when she wanted to teach a lesson, First, she told a story in order to draw our attention, and then she started teaching intuitively. She was really creative too. I mean, she used the most effective teaching methods in order to teach us very well. Sometimes she took us to a field trip, and sometimes she let us pretend to be a teacher in order to learn topics very easily. And of course, I should say she was both friendly and serious at the same time. I mean, students were really comfortable to ask questions in her class, but at the same time, they studied really hard in order to do well. And I should say she was really experienced and knowledgeable, and she could absolutely convey her insight and knowledge to other students. All in all, I should say she was really inspiring for us, both academically and morally.
Hi guys, it's time to review the words from my previous video. The question is, who is your favorite teacher at school? I said I had a history teacher who was really adorable among children. Adorable means very lovely and popular. And then I said she had a way with words. When someone has a way with words, they have a talent for using language in a very, very charming way. I said she drew our attention through giving a story. Draw someone's attention means make someone notice something. And then I said she taught intuitively. Intuitively means based on what one feels to be true, without any reason or any logic. And then I said she used effective methods. Effective means very, very useful. And then I said she was both friendly and serious. When someone is friendly, they are very comfortable to approach. And serious is the opposite of easygoing. And then I said she was very experienced. An experienced person is an expert at something. Full of experience, and she was very knowledgeable, which means she was very well informed. And then finally I said she was inspiring both morally and academically. Inspiring means motivating. When someone is inspiring, she makes others follow their dreams and accomplish their goals. Well, that's it for today. My next question is, what is the education system like in your country?
IELTS sample question 4. What's the education system like in your country? Well, we have two types of schools here in Canada, private schools and public schools. State schools are funded by the government, so they're completely free, and private schools are more efficient and less crowded. However, I should say they're too expensive for some families. Here we have a co-ed system, which means that boys and girls go to the same school, starting from kindergarten, which is like about the age of 5 or 6. And after that, they go to elementary school, intermediate school, and high school. Well, I should say school is compulsory during this period, but after that, students can either quit and find a job, or they can pursue their studies in universities. For some students, there are two choices. First, after they graduate from high school, they can go to college in order to study vocational programs, such as cooking or mechanics maybe. And then there are lots of students who prefer to go to university in order to receive bachelor's degree, or even there is some other students who like to go even higher and like upper graduate programs such as MA and PhD programs, and receive degrees in these areas. And then I should say that these students can always receive lots of grants and scholarship from their university.
Everyone, let's review the words from my previous video. This is the last part of education, and the question is, what's the education system like in your country?
Well, I said there are two types of schools: private schools and public or state schools. Private schools are used for rich students because they are too expensive and most people can't afford them. And we have public schools which are funded by the government, so they're completely free. And then I compared private schools with public schools, and I said they are less crowded than public schools. And then I said they're more efficient than public schools, which means they're more productive. And then I said, however, they are too expensive. And then I said we have a co-ed system, or there are co-ed schools in my country. Co-ed school is the opposite of single-sex school. And then I said students start school from kindergarten, like about the age of 5 or 6. And then they go higher to elementary school, and then intermediate school, and then high school. And then they have two choices. They can either go to college and study vocational studies. For instance, you want to become an electrician or maybe a cook or maybe a hairstylist. You have to go to college, and it takes only about 1 year. And the other choice is that they can go to university in order to get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or even a PhD degree. And then I said school is compulsory, which means it's obligatory, it's a must, and all students should go to school until the age of 16. Then I said some students quit school to find a job. Quit school means stop going to school. And then I said some other students may pursue studies in university. Pursue studies means continue their education in university. And then graduate from high school means finish their high school. Finally, I said after students go to university, they can receive grants and scholarship. So scholarship means the fund which is given to you for financial assistance. Well, that's it for today. My next topic is email.